Well, we're still continuing our look on the security situation in the country, and joining us on phone all the way from Uyo in Akwa Ibom State is Major General Chris Olukolade. He is the head Information Unit Defense Headquarters. Good morning and thanks for joining us, General. And well, yesterday was a very busy day for the Nigerian military, especially in Damaturu and in Maiduguri, Borno State. Tell us exactly how situation is at the moment in Damaturu.
Thank you. Yesterday morning, as you observed, a group of terrorists, as usual, decided to swoop on Damaturu from various angles with all kinds of weapons and tanks. But eventually, they were forcibly repelled, and at the moment, troops are ensuring the protection of the entire community with the active involvement of the Nigerian Air Force. The whole invasion was put on hold and gave an opportunity to pursue them. The pursuit is still on, and we believe that apart from the casualties they suffered yesterday, a number of them will be apprehended. And also in Maiduguri, the arrangement to farm up security for the area is on, despite the violation through the suicide bombers. And the whole operation will continue. The important thing is that we enjoy the support and understanding of the communities around.
I'm excited you're talking about the community's cooperation, because even when we spoke to eyewitnesses yesterday and even our correspondents, they also gave well, some kudos to the Nigerian military. They did say that they saw pockets of soldiers around and trying to repel the insurgents, especially as they moved towards the government house. What can you tell us about this cooperation, which we understand has been on for some time between the people of the state and the Nigerian army?
Well, it's gained the understanding that the whole effort is meant to reach the community of terrorists who mean no well for nobody, and to that extent is in the interest of everybody to be involved. The kind of cooperation we want is such that as much as possible helps the military operations to keep civilians out of harm's way. And that will mean to provide information and stay off from areas where active combat is ongoing. And then to avoid spreading the kind of rumor that tends to pass off the place more than necessary.
Well, it's a difficult task, no doubt, especially from our correspondent yesterday, that some of the insurgents were running into civilian population, making it so difficult for the Nigerian army to get the bad guys off the good guys. So how well have you been able to manage the situation there as we speak?
Well, like I said, it was due to the operation of the civilians. Just as you also observed a while ago, those of them who tried to fizzle into the community as they would normally do were not finding it easy. They were easily apprehended even by civilians or pointed out. And that made it difficult for them to achieve their intention of fizzling into the community and springing up later to cause more havoc. And that is the kind of cooperation we would expect, that people will not allow them to have a hiding place around them. And this is the use we also have of people's vigilance and the vigilante group to point out those who are strange in the environment and those who are up to any kind of mischief around them. For as much as we can get that level of cooperation, it helps to protect civilians and keep them from the problem and get the real troublemakers.
You know, not wanting to draw you into all of this politics of getting arms or not getting arms, but one fantastic thing yesterday was the aerial bombardment or aerial raid from the Nigerian military yesterday. It gives bite to the talk about getting more equipment and even the Cobra helicopter. What can you tell us, if you can, about us getting some of these equipment to really fight off these insurgents once and for all?
Well, thank you. Please keep me off the politics of this. The important thing is that as much as possible we're getting what we require for our mission, and the government will keep striving to ensure that the military is duly equipped. The politics and the diplomacy that is involved in other circles is not what I should get into at the moment.
General, you talked about information from the people, the cooperation of the residents of Damaturu yesterday. Indeed, we spoke to someone who told us how he gave some information to the military. The question I want to ask is, how protected are these people that give information to the military?
Well, so far, you should be sure that the new information has been used as also taking note of the need to protect justice. And you will agree with me that there has been no indication or complaint of any information given to the military or the security agencies in this operation turning around to put them in any form of problem. And that in itself is part of the use, the security and the accuracy of whatever is received and used.
General, we don't know if this type of attack will happen again, where insurgents will just, wake up one morning and attack a particular town. And we pray it doesn't happen again. But how would you tell residents of any town to be on their alert, to prevent, or if it can be prevented, this recording casualties from what we saw yesterday? What are some of the lessons that we've learned, and what can you tell residents, especially those whose towns or states were under the state of emergency at least 2 weeks ago?
Well, normally the approach is for them to come in pickles and try to spring up from within, while others will join them from outside. And so the expectation from the community is that as much as possible to take notice of strange entries of individuals with questionable background or interest coming in trickles into community, and waiting for the day they will really spring up and do the evil they intend to. Also, when there is a massive movement, the information as much as possible should be passed, and to get the security agency sufficiently prepared or to repair before the actual evil action is carried out by the terrorists. As much as this could be done, every effort will be done to minimize the ability of the terrorists to use that approach to cause the level of bankruptcy what we want to cause, particularly in communities that are either remote or prominent.
So you're saying that people should be on the watch out for strange people who come in trickles, because you say that the attack they usually happens to people from the inside and then they're joined by others on the outside. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Just quickly though, we just need clarification on this matter. There was also the issue of the training that was supposed to have been carried out in conjunction with U.S. forces. What can you tell us about that? We understand it's been called off. Was it Nigeria that called it off, or was it the United States? You have information on that, sir?
I think it seems that you please leave me out of that discussion at the moment. When we are appropriate to make statement on it, we will come up.
We're not asking for details, sir. We just want to know which party called it off. Was it the Nigerian side or the American side?
I still believe that there is some diplomacy to this pronouncement that precludes me from speaking about it at the moment.
What about the morale of men on ground? Can you tell us about the morale?
Come again, please.
The morale of the soldiers.
Well, it's improving by the...
Well, looks like we lost that particular call, and we've been speaking with Major General Chris Olukolade. He's the Director of Information of the Nigerian Army, and I'm hoping that we get him back online. But was sequel to so many other issues. Yesterday was a potpourri of security issues. First was the breaking story of the insurgents take a lane siege to Damaturu until the Nigerian military repelled them out of that town. And well, we also heard about the twin bomb explosion in Maiduguri, that's the Borno state capital. Following that was that particular call-off of the training between Nigerian Army and the United States by the government of Nigeria. And well, the good thing that followed was that Nigeria has now taken its business of procuring arms for the Nigerian military to Russia, which they did say, well, the president should be in Moscow before the year end to finalize the deal for equipment to be brought in for the Nigerian military to fight off the insurgents in the country. Well, so as it will take a moment now, and we'll return shortly. We'll continue our look on security situation in the country. Stay with us.